So you're at Rochester. What I would do is go back to Google and just Google Rochester, New York Housing Authority payment standards. Let's see what we got. Click on that.
And make sure I just want to remember that. So with each county, I can
Click
search that up. Oh,
on
okay.
click on that PDF. Yep, click on that. HCV stands for Housing Choice Voucher. Usually PSH stands for permanent supportive housing. Usually that's for folks maybe experiencing homelessness, mental health issues, but usually those are types of housing where people are there's some sort of support services on site that helps them look at it. So okay, so here you go. You got some small area FMR. Okay, so you see this, right? So anywhere where you see zip codes that are not in those areas, right? It tells you that the payment standards reflect exactly what you see on a small area FMR, right? So you see SAFMR right there, right? In let's see, tier two, right over SAFMR.
Okay.
That's it. So that follows exactly what
Uh-huh.
it is. But if you're in tier one, it's 120% of FMR, which means it's 20% more than what you would have seen on the HUD website. This is why it's important for you to look for the payment standards by city or by county housing authorities website because usually they have it listed there. But this now allows you to figure out what zip code is your property. What was your zip code again? 1 4 something? What was it?
Yeah, 14621.
14621. I don't see that in here. Yeah, I don't see that in here. So you should fall into tier one then, based on how I interpret it.
Okay. Because that is a huge difference. So 1895 um from 1400 is a
Yeah, because they're giving a 20% premium to your small area FMR. And this you don't want this. You want the small area FMR because that's what they're telling you. You want the other website with all of the zip codes that were listed out previously that you showed me.
Oh yeah, I just clicked on the link. 1 second. So sorry about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
1,400 and there's 20% on top of that. And I'm assuming there's some utilities included. So payment standard usually includes utilities in there, right? The property that you're looking at, is it a single family home? Is it an apartment? What does it look like?
it's a duplex. I can show you, and I can show you the scenarios and the numbers and whatnot. Um,
Okay. Well, what I want to show you more importantly is that if you can go back to that PDF that we just put up from Rochester Housing Authority.
yeah,
Now, if you have a three bedroom, well, is a duplex, so there's three bedrooms on each side?
yeah.
Okay. So if you do not provide utilities, meaning you do not provide gas, right? You see how it says in the bottom left, right, where it says duplex, 2 to 3 units heating. And in three bedroom, you see that it's 71 or electric is 96 or oil is 365, right? If you do not
Hmm.
provide heating or you do not cover heating as a landlord, you have to deduct that amount from that 1895 number as your maximum rent,
Okay.
right? And this is for you to calculate what your ceiling is, right? That still does not
Hmm.
change the fact that your market rent is still what you see on the affordablehousing.com market rent estimator because rent reasonableness test still applies, right? So throughout this entire process, you're figuring out what is my ceiling, what is a reasonable rent, and that the reasonable rent is always going to trump the rent ceiling.
Okay. Okay, I see that. So so basically this price, it includes all utilities, correct?
Correct.
And then
Exactly.
uh, okay. So if you want to leave that up to the tenant, then I would have to subtract everything that's here from the duplex, correct?
Yeah, it depends. Do you know if it's a natural gas home or an oil home?
Okay. Let me show you.
Yeah, go for it.
135. And I apologize because I don't know everything. Okay.
You're supposed to know everything. You're
Uh,
good. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about this market. The process is still the same though, right?
yeah, no, yeah, process is the same, man. Okay, so heating, it says gas, forced air. Um,
The natural gas, let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
so
I'm assuming it's natural gas. 'Cause I'm just assuming it's not oil.
okay,
So it says gas. You can assume that, but you'll find out once you get into the due diligence phase.
okay.
Okay, and then what was your market rent that you saw on affordablehousing.com?
1182. Let me show you. 1187.
Okay, that's probably going to be 11. Like I wouldn't underwrite more than 1,200 bucks then using that.
Uh-huh.
Even though your ceiling is high, right? There might be
Uh-huh.
room for you to get there, but I think it's pretty unlikely they're going to give you 1,800 bucks when the market rent is 1,200.
Even though like if I don't know if you remember the photos on this one. It seems, newer than what let's say they're paying 1187 for other properties. This is a lot newer. It
Yeah, I
still
mean this.
falls within that cap.
So this is the question, right? You this is why you gotta have relationships with your housing authority because you're looking for the quote unquote but, right? Because you're gonna
Hmm.
ask, hey, will you guys offer, can I give you 1,300 bucks? Can I get 1,300 bucks for this unit? And they're gonna be like, no, because all the other surrounding areas are 1,200 bucks. But if you have X and X and X, maybe that's how you get more, right? If you cover utilities and trash, maybe you get more, right? So I'm assuming you're probably gonna have to cover water for this, unless there's two separate water meters on this one.
Hmm. Yeah, I believe there's two separate water meters. Let me
Well,
see if they're
then you don't
showing
have
the
to cover
photo.
water. You don't want to, right? I don't think you really want to cover water. You don't have to, because someone might have a water leak and never tell you about it if you cover water, right? These are the issues that you might run into if you decide to cover utilities.
Let me see if they show the meters here. So one side of the duplex still needs a little bit of work. So where would you find if they have two separate meters?
You just got
If
to go
it's
look
not
at it.
listed in here.
You can send
Oh,
someone there.
okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I
You gotta
got you.
send
That's
someone
fair.
there. How
So,
far is this from your where you guys live?
it's deep, man. It's about 5 hours away.
Oh, okay, that's really far then. Um,
Yeah,
well, you gotta pick and decide, like, is this the market that you want, or are you simply picking New York because it's New
it's
York?
yeah. Um, so it has to do more with cash flow.
Understand.
That's what it has to do with. Because if I let me pull in my other, let's see if I can share the other side of the screen. Forgot how to use this. Oh, stop sharing. 1 second, and then I'll share my other screen. And
You got
if
a
you
really
if
high
you
crime score, 147 here.
Yeah, I took a look at that, and then maybe I could get, since I have you on, if I get your opinion. I looked at the same thing for New York, man. Like where I'm living at, it's a really good area.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the crime score was like 160 where I'm at.
160.
And
Hey, it could be just because you're in a dense area.
okay, okay.
Not surprised.
Um, are you
Well,
able to
that's
see my
why at the
screen?
end of the day, yeah, I see your screen with these spreadsheet.
Okay. So So these numbers that I'm looking at here, they
Mm-hmm.
seem a little bit crazy, right? That's the reason why I was looking at those areas specifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Let's go up. Let's go up to let's
does
start up
this
top.
look
Let's start up top. Top left.
right?
Hundred
Top
and
left.
twenty
Yep.
thousand. That's what it's listed for right now.
Yep.
Okay. How much do you think the renovation
So,
is going to cost? If there is any more renovations left.
well, they had a new roof, so I'd say pushing it would be like 8,000, because we would be doing it ourselves, like I said. So,
Okay.
you know,
You guys going to
I
drive up
I,
5 hours and
would
live there, renovate it?
no, not really. No, not really. It doesn't take that long,
Okay.
actually for renovations because we have a couple guys who go in. So a
Okay.
couple of days, I guess, stay at a hotel or whatnot and get it over with. Um,
Well, it's still
so yeah,
money.
this is what
It's
I
still money
estimate.
you got to spend.
That is true. That is true. That is true. But it
You should,
wouldn't be as much as paying somebody else, I assume. Or maybe I could get a bid on that. But let's just say for this scenario, let's call it 8,000, right? Eight
okay.
thousand
All
one
right.
forty three. We'll
Okay.
put in. Um, and then the monthly rents, if it's at $1,400, in this scenario, I have obviously multiple scenarios down here.
I would go
So at
1,200.
14, okay.
Well, 1,200 times two, so it'd be 2,400.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't forget the equal sign at the beginning.
Y- Yeah, or I could just put 2,400
Yeah, that
together.
works too. Whatever's work for you.
Okay. So 2,400, the interest, the principal with 20% down. Okay.
Doing 20% down.
20%
Okay.
down. Closing cost, 2.5%. That seems reasonable.
Yeah, it could be 3% for you because this is a pretty low. I'm gonna just multiply by
Okay.
three. Yeah, just do that and change it times 0.03. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
And then what's your property tax on this deal? Redfin was 172. Where'd you get your property tax
So
number from?
let me show you. Second. Just from Zillow itself.
Okay. That's fine. The insurance number seems
One
really,
second.
really low. $52 for 2 units. I probably bump
Yeah,
that
so
to like a hundred bucks a month insurance.
okay. Um,
But besides for that, let's see. Besides for that, do you have a property management company that will manage it for 8%?
I I did not. So I haven't called anybody yet, but based on what I've seen online, I think they start from like 6 to 12%. Is
Yeah,
that
most
usually the
people are
average?
8 to 12, I would say. Most people are 8 to
Okay.
12. The issue is I don't know anything about this market, right? So here's the thing. Here's a good story. In St. Louis, there's North County of St. Louis is very crime ridden, and literally no property manager will ever go up there. Like they don't even want to do it. They don't want it. So if this
I see.
area, if it's high crime, chances are someone might not even
Hmm.
want to go there, right? So or you want to get a really, really good property manager, they might be closer to 10 or 12%. I will put 12% for property management, and I will put 5% for vacancy. Because you are in a higher crime area and you're a duplex, so it's not like someone's like, "Oh, let me live here forever." It's usually most people want their own place there, so you change that to 12% and 5%, and I think that's not bad conservative estimate. So you can still net $680 a month from this.
Assuming a $1,200 rent, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. And you're not covering any utilities.
not covering any utilities. Yeah.
Because if you cover utilities, you can increase your rent, but then you got to add to your expenses too, right? Because then you're covering this other stuff for trash,
Right, right,
sewer,
right.
whatever. So That's not a bad deal. 22%.
You know, that's why I'm trying like all the different scenarios to
Mm-hmm.
see why this deal wouldn't work or why is it such a good deal. So let's say in another scenario, if I find a property, you know, in high crime neighborhood, do you suggest that I call the property manager first to even see
Oh
if
yeah.
anyone would be interested?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for
Okay.
sure. For sure. Because if you don't have anybody that's willing to go there and do work, like you're done. There's no way you're going to be successful. Because if a property manager doesn't want to go there, then the tenant's going to do whatever they want, and you want to have checks and balances, right? In how
Right.
you want to go about this. So that's the thing, right? If you buy in the ghetto or in the hood, you not only run the risk of attracting bad tenants, you also run the risk of not having any help when you do need help, including from
Hmm.
contractors, handymen, and property managers. So at the end of the day, right, the spreadsheet is whatever the spreadsheet says. It's just all assumptions. You have to figure out
Right.
whether or not you can build a team to actually go there and take care of everything. Sure, you can go and do the rehab yourself, but when things come up, when you need to screen a tenant, right? I'm sure you've seen some of the other podcasts that we've done with Dr. Joe and other folks. People have screened the tenants very, very well. And usually that is such a core principle of why they're successful. They always screen, they try to go look at the existing condition. And you have to ask
Right.
yourself, are you putting out a product in a location that is desirable to the tier one tenants? That's what it
I
comes down
see.
to,
That's something
right?
to think about.
You might have a beautiful home in
So,
the hood and there's shootings across the street.
right.
No one's going to live there.
Right. So, if I could go back, if you don't mind, to my
Yeah, I got
original
4 more
question. So,
minutes. So just let's fire off the
yes,
questions.
sir. So, just I think one question I have for the zip code 14621 that that we went looked at the PDF, right?
Hmm.
Eh, Is there anywhere online that I could find out how many people are voucher holders? I know, like for other counties, I could find. For this one specifically, I cannot, other than sending an email to the housing authority. Is that the
Well,
only way, or is there
send
another
an email and
website?
call them. I will call them every single day.
Okay.
Yeah, I will call them every single day. Like they never picked up here in San Diego County. I had to go in person to go talk to them.
Okay.
You can find demand that
All right.
way.
Yeah.
You can also just look on Zillow to see how many rentals are available on Zillow for rent that 3 bedrooms and see what comparable three
Uh-huh.
bedrooms you see that are part of duplexes and see what they're renting out for. Right. And then you can
I
see
see.
how many contacts there been based and how many days it's been listed. Right. You really want that 1-to-1 ratio or close to it. If you see a property that's been listed for 10 days and there's been zero contacts, chances are that rent is too high or there's no demand in that area and no one wants to live there. Right. If we see a
I
rent that
see.
has
I
been
see. Yeah,
on
that
for
makes
10
sense.
days and there's 20 contacts, then that's right on Zillow. And you'll see like, oh, this is a very high demand area. And this property is considered a deal because in order for people to have that many contacts, they're gonna be like, oh, that's a deal, right? There's tons of people looking for homes right now. And you'll be able to gauge that demand just by looking at it.
I see. Yeah. No, this was pretty much it. I appreciate all the advice and you taking a look over the sheet and whatnot. So I appreciate it.
Nice, man. Well, you should be underwriting every single day. You should record yourself. You should go live. You should do this. Do this, man.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. Once I get a little bit better, because you brought up a lot of good points. Maybe I should record myself. But yeah, your motivation, man. Thanks a lot for your
Dude, you
time. I
got it,
appreciate it.
man. You got it. Dude, you got let go from that IT job, but now you've stumbled into this, and now all of a sudden you've learned how to analyze deals. And this deal that you just analyzed today, this should be a video of itself. You should put it on your own YouTube channel, man.
I appreciate that. You make a good point. Is there any other way, something else that I could do to support the channel? Do you have like a book coming out or anything like that? I'd be more than happy to.
Uh Honestly, man, if you could leave a 5-star review for the podcast on Apple or Spotify, I would really appreciate that, man. I would really
Okay.
appreciate it. I've had some haters that didn't really understand what affordable housing meant. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Hmm.
just uneducated. And that's okay. I expected to get that hate, but I hope I can generate enough goodwill with everybody to counteract that negativity with positivity. And that's what I want to do, man. This is why I jump on this call and do it with you. Like normally we charge 2,500 bucks an hour for consulting, but I know what I'm doing right now and
Right.
I'm building community. And in order for there to be leaders, I have to pour into other folks just like yourself, man. There's no reason you shouldn't be going live every single day. I mean, and I'll share your lives, man. I'll share it. Just tag me on Instagram or something like that. It's really rewarding and fulfilling to know that people are watching and people are using the information and they're taking action on it. And you're a great example of that, man. You have a gift that you're an action taker. So you should really continue that momentum that you have going on for you right now, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words, and I'll give you a 5-star review.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, tell other people about the channel, man. I appreciate you just spread it through word of mouth or anything like that. And just DM me anytime you had any questions, man. Cool. Keep me up to date on this
All
deal.
right. Thank you.
Hopefully something
Yes,
happens with it.
sir.
All right.
All right.
All right.
You're the
Have a
man.
good one,
Thank
man.
you. Have
Talk
a
to you
good one.
later.